Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy. This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for you give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. Good for footy.
Good evening and welcome. How are you, everyone? Oh, come on. Would you want Collingwood in the finals or what? Yeah. Well, what would you do if they were playing in the grand final? Would you make that kind of noise or a little bit? Would you get a bit more rowdier? Yeah. All right. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Collingwood night. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Springvale RSL, and as I said, welcome to Collingwood night. I can't wait to get these two boys out here. They smell beautiful, and you can imagine why, can't you? And they're going to come out here and they're going to entertain you, but the first thing I want you to do is just make sure that you make them feel welcome when they do come out here. We want to have some fun with them, and we want to find out a little bit more about them. So let's get stuck in. This is the That's Good Footy panel show. This is the live and interactive footy panel show. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. These are for the passionate supporters, and I know that's you guys because you're going to have a good time tonight. I'm ready, let's go. Collingwood show, July the 24th, 2025. Please welcome to the show. He is our first panellist. He was born on the 29th of June in 1990. He has played a total of 268 games. He's kicked 103 goals. He was picked number 33 in the 2010 National Draft, and he has made his AFL debut in 2011. When he plays for the Collingwood Football Club, he wears the number 38 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Jeremy Howe.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades should. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.
Thank you very much. Seriously, one of the nicest blokes in football, and you'll find out a little bit more about him tonight, but it's wonderful to have him here. Exceptional is one of the words that I would use as to your footballing career. How does it feel going into another season, heading into the finals for you, just off the top?
Yeah, I guess for me, it's pleasing to kind of bounce back off what happened last year. I think you go from the ultimate to a bit of a fall off, but then to get back to where we are in a position to kind of hopefully contend and to get to the busy end at the end of the year, it's a good spot to be. Yeah. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit of a hiccup, but for us, we feel like we've set our season up in a good spot to attack the back end. So looking forward to it.
Onward and upward, mate. I love it. Thank you very much. Let's get our second panellist out here. If you want to sing that song again, I'm probably sure you will. Please welcome to the show. He is our second panellist. He was born on the 15th of January in 2000. He has played a total of 126 games and he's kicked 5 goals. He was picked number 13, ironically enough, in the 2018 National Draft, and he made his AFL debut in 2019. When he plays for the Collingwood Football Club, he wears a number 3 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Isaac Quaynor.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades should. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old
everyone gets into it because they're too busy with their phones, you know, like you want to make sure that they're zooming in and getting every little piece of the action. But thanks very much for making the boys feel welcome. Great to have you here. I cannot tell you, ladies, this guy smells fantastic. Seriously. You can, from down there as well. Yeah. Great to have you here, mate. Sandra's going to probably want to wear that top to bed tonight. But who knows? Great to have you both here. Let's get stuck in, boys. We're going to do it in our first little segment. It's going to be called What I Like About You, all right?
That's good for footy.
Let's go. Perception is huge. People see you as what they see you as on the field, and that's the reason that I do these shows, is to show a different side to you. I know sometimes when I'm watching a game, there's a particular player that I love to hate on. Have you ever been in the same situation with a sport that you are watching? There is that one player that you despise, but when you hear from them or you meet them, they are completely different to what you imagined. You nearly hate on them for being so nice. Have you had that situation happen to you?
Firstly, hello everyone. I'm going to say good day. Probably for me, it's Toby Green. He kicked 5 of me in my second year and let me know about it. And I actually saw him at the races about a year or two later, and he was absolutely lovely. And it kind of changed my whole perspective of him, to be honest.
How's that? That's exactly the point I mean.
Yeah,
Have you had that one of them, Chess?
Not that I've met him, but an athlete that I used to grind my gears in a different sport was like Novak Djokovic. I couldn't have him.
Okay.
Maybe because he was so good, so dominant, and his attitude and all that could come with it. But I felt like he's grown on me now. Like you watch him, you feel like he gives a bit more, and you see a bit of a different side to him. So, yeah, I'm on him now.
Isn't it amazing? You talk about someone like that. He goes through 5-6 setters. It could go for 4 or 5 hours, and you just admire the endurance of the individual. But he gets up and he just keeps doing it, and he's got so many titles that he's won throughout the process to get there. I need to know a couple of little things about you guys playing football, all right? The team has kicked a few behinds because of inaccuracy. What is the first thing you try and do to adapt as you're going into the break?
So if you've had an inaccurate quarter or something like that, I think like we've got enough guys and the belief in that forward line. I know even going into that Gold Coast game, we were zipping 11, I think, before we kicked a goal. The belief in that's still there, but sometimes it can become contagious on game day. So a few early misses, and all of a sudden you just feel like you can't even buy a goal. Yeah. But understand, as long as we keep creating the opportunities, you feel like the goal will be the last piece of the puzzle, and we feel like it kind of shifts pretty quickly. Some days you have some pretty off days in front of goal, but thankfully our guys are generally pretty accurate in front of goal because as backline men, me and Isaac, more than happy to clap them back because plenty go over our head at the other end, so make sure to kick them straight.
It's interesting you bring that up because that's really where that question come from, that particular game. Knowing that, how do you make the adaptation going into the quarter to know, hey, listen, we're going to come back out and we're going to get strong. I know there's a belief there, but you have any thoughts on it?
No, I think Howie summed it up really well. I think definitely as a defender it can be a little bit demoralising when you're working pretty hard and then down the other end we're not getting any nourishment for it. But we just stick to our process, and as you can see in that Gold Coast game, things can change really quickly. Yeah,
absolutely. When I use these descriptive terms, who's the first person that you think of? Great team man, self-driven and motivated, great leader and a fierce competitor.
Howie.
Wow.
Thanks, mate.
Nice.
There's be a few, Steel side bottom.
Okay.
I feel like,
Yeah, good. Nice answer. Understanding your role in football is a great catalyst. You may think you know it all when you first arrive on the scene, but it soon becomes an obvious reality. It's nothing like you thought it was going to be. How accurate is that statement?
I don't know. I felt like I had a bit of an opportunity when I was 17 to come into Collingwood. How would remember with a big fro and probably not as muscly as I am now, a little bit skinnier. And so I got a bit of a taster for it. So I felt like I had a bit of an idea as to what it was going to be like. Okay. But I guess it's never what you expect, is it? Like, even being able to have conversations with people like Howie, people like Steele, Pendles, who I grew up watching, you can never, get prepared for that.
Can you remember going back to your first thoughts of that?
Yeah, it can be pretty intimidating. For me, like I wasn't even sure whether or not I was going to be drafted, and going into a system, I know I was a little bit different, and I want to talk about Melbourne too much, but like, I had like Brent Maloney, Colin Sylvia, Nathan Jones, Mark Jamar, like some pretty big brutes, intimidating guys, but I think I went in with an open mind in terms of what it was going to look like, and I think that's probably serves you best, not having too much expectation on yourself, but also what's to come, and just soaking it in. I think Q did an unbelievable job when he first came. You come in, ask questions, get a read on the group and the vibe around the place, and then take as much in as you can. And as quickly as you start implementing that, you start getting games, and then your game takes off.
Yeah, good. Describe the experience of walking back down the race after a close win. You put in maximum effort, everyone played their strengths, and you walk off together. You achieve victory, and then you proceed into the rooms to sing the song, and the song is sung in as a group. You put your arms around each other, arm in arm, reflect the nature of that emotion. The energy levels must be palpable. Now, 2023, you had a lot of those games, very close, but you were obviously victorious. Tell us about the emotion, and just cast your mind back to that, of going down the race, arm in arm, you sing the song together, close win. Give us the emotion.
That's a great question. I feel like that's almost one of the epitomes of playing AFL football, is that feeling right there of walking down the race, knowing you've given it absolutely everything, and you've come out victorious as well. And then walking into the rooms and being able to see friends and family, little Xander, Howie's son, is usually running into the team song as well. And those moments, I think, are the ones that, we cherish the most.
Yeah. Tell us about your thoughts, mate. Close win, arm in arm, comrades.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds that you wish you could bottle up and take a swig of it at any stage to kind of get you going and pick you up. It's, whether it's a close win or any win really, it's just to share those moments with those that have just gone to battle with. And Q said, with the family involved as well, it always keeps it extra special. There's always an element of relief as well, no doubt. Yeah. It's probably one emotion that comes through.
Blasé and naive are strong terms, but I've listened to countless players say, I didn't realise what it takes to be your best as an AFL footballer. Or I played in a granny in my first or second year, and it wasn't until further into my career that I realised that this is not normal. Have you witnessed this or been guilty of that yourself?
Yeah, I definitely have. We won the premiership in 2023, which was my fourth year. So I was pretty young, still pretty early in my career. And then, individually had a pretty good year, and the next year I actually went backwards. And that was the first time for me in my sporting career where that had actually happened. And I think, looking back, that was a great opportunity to learn about, some of the things I could do better off the field and on the field. So I feel like I've been able to come out this year and be really aggressive and play to my strengths.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
We love that.
Yeah, that's good. What do you want to say about that, mate?
I guess for me, it was like I felt like 2018 was a long time coming, considering I'd played about 10 seasons by then, and I think Steele's one is a really good reference point, and I've had this chat with him before, and I'm sure a few guys would have heard it. Like, he came in grand final in, I think, his first year, drawn grand final, then wins the grand final, next year loses the grand final. This has all happened in his first 24 months of being drafted, and then slowly declined, and then I think that's why he said 2023 was so much sweeter, because he felt like he earned it a little bit more, spent the time, invested at the club, understood what it took a little bit more. And for me, I probably, not to that point, but very similar. 2018 hurt, 23 was unbelievable, don't get me wrong, but then the thirst and the drive to want to try and get another one instantly comes back. You feel like, is there a satisfaction level after winning one? I don't think it really exists until you put the feet up and retire. Because at the moment, you get one and then, don't get me wrong, you carry on and you have a really good 2 weeks. It's unbelievable, but then you soon forget that no one really cares about it anymore, apart from our fans, which is great. Because, but we end up moving on relatively quickly. Time doesn't stop, so get ready for the following year, and that's why it's really pleasing for us to be in a position to do so.
Love that answer. How much of you recognises that the people that you have around you are there to make you a better person, and ultimately are there to see you reach your goals? I speak of your line coaches, performance coaches, nutritionists, fitness and wellbeing advisors, etc., etc. Tell us what that's like. You've got them in your...
Yeah, well, we have some incredible staff at the Pies. Obviously, Fly at the helm, he's doing an incredible job creating an environment that everyone wants to be in, where you feel like you can be yourself. Families are encouraged to be there and be part of the journey, which I think is super important. but all the support staff around him are just as important. From the assistant coaches to the analysts to our dietitian, they all play such important roles in our journeys. So we're so lucky at the Pies to have such incredible resources and obviously, Fly at the helm.
Wonderful support, though, Jeremy, when you think about the individuals that are there, that are there to really sacrifice themselves to make you guys the best you can possibly be. And when you think about those particular people that just are there for you, to make you a better person.
Yeah, I think, and we, as a club, I think something that we do really well is acknowledge the work that others do. And I think, whether it's on a weekly basis or once a fortnight, we almost have a meeting throughout the week to acknowledge the staff from the players. And it's like we're pretty naive to think, things just happen naturally. It's like so much work goes behind the scenes. Yes, we roll out, we prepare ourselves as much as we can personally, but we get assisted pretty much 90% of the way. The last 10% we finish it off. But we'd like to think that they get the feedback that's warranted. And we've got so many amazing people at the club. I've been exposed to other environments, but there's nothing quite like what we've got at the moment. Everyone's filling out their potential, which is really good, and I feel like the environment allows people to do that.
That is so good to hear. I wanted to just follow on from that. Tell us about the people that volunteer their time down at the club. Tell us about how special they are and the amount of passion and dedication that they have.
Yeah, well, one that always comes to mind and gets a little bit of love in the media as well is Neil, who's our boot cleaner.
Right.
And he's been with the club for how long, do you know?
Honestly, like 30 years or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives and breathes it, and he's there, rain, hail or shine. He's literally cleaning 40 to 50 pairs of boots every time. Like, it's not an easy job, and he just loves it. So people like that, are the people that make the club go around, and we're so lucky to have a fair few of them.
That's brilliant. I love that. That is really
Funny
really
story
nice.
about Nilo, actually.
Yeah.
It was only happened a couple of weeks ago. Like, he's just so passionate about the club. Like, he would do absolutely anything for the club. And we were kicking the footies at training the other day. And there was 4 young boys standing behind the goals, and they had their backpacks there. And one of the balls flew over the fence, and I kind of watched him just unzip the bag, following it, bang, caught it, zipped up the bag. And Nilo, I've never seen him get out of a slow canter, borderline walk, and he chased over there and he demanded to get that football back. Yeah. And he's like, no one will effing steal from my football club.
Wow. How good is that?
And they did it. So they returned the ball and they left. So
How brilliant's that? Yeah, well, that's dedication for you, isn't it? Hey, the younger you is having a chat with the older you. How much would the younger you be proud of what you've achieved in your life thus far?
Heavy question.
Yeah.
I think you'd look at him and go, you're going okay. Early days, he might have had some questions. I'm not really sure. I think we do, at the club, we do sit and reflect at times and kind of smell the roses, as Fly likes to say, but individually it's hard. I think the most thing I'm most proud is like the people that I'm kind of aligned to, so my family, and obviously the footy club has been great to me. So I think being aligned to such an amazing amount of people is probably the best thing for me, and I feel like that's only going to serve me well going down the track as well.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I think Harry summed it up really well, but I think the biggest word would be pretty proud. Like, I think I'm still only 25, so I still feel like I've got a fair bit to give, especially in regards to footy. But there's, I'm definitely feeling a pride, but there's more work to be done.
Yeah. You get to the end of your career, whenever that may be, of course. What do you think you'll miss the most about football?
I've had some some longer stints away from the game with a couple of injuries, and it's the competitive stuff for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I drive my wife insane at home because everything's a competition. Like, I like to compete with regardless of what we're doing. It's like, who can clean the dishes quickest, who can do this. It's like, so I think it's the competitive stuff, because even at training, yes, we have 6 significant drills at training, but it's all the stuff in between. It's like, who can kick a goal from here? Who can put the football near there? Who can do this? Who can do that? I was like, where am I going to be able to scratch that itch that's going to constantly be there?
Yeah, wow.
And unfortunately, it's probably going to have to be the wife at home. So that's which you won't be thrilled. But
Hurry up, Xander, grow.
and I think that's what the great thing that comes along with elite sport, but more specifically footy clubs.
Yeah.
It's the change room stuff and the in-between, the little gap fillers that I think I'll miss the most.
Thanks for sharing that, because it's really important, I think, for the fans just to understand your psyche. Yes, we see you as a footballer, we know that you're there, we know what you put in for your training, but just understand what you're going to miss the most when your career does come.
And to add to that, like a perfect example of how he's been competitive is pre-game, him, Pendles, Darcy Cameron and Braden Maynard do like this game of footy golf. I don't know if you've ever got to the ground pretty early, but they'll be out there, 2 hours before? Yeah. And they're kicking around footies and, carrying on. And it's always just good to see from a spectator's point of view. I just like watching them get after it. But definitely the competitive side is going to be huge. But I feel like nothing will be able to, match the crowd and the noise that you guys make, the Magpie Army. I think that's something that, even going back and playing at local level, you're just never going to be able to experience that roar or that chant ever again. So that's definitely right up there.
Wow, I get goosebumps thinking about that. Hey, tell us, what does playing for the Collingwood Football Club mean to you? Just that.
Well, for me, it means a hell of a lot, because I grew up, going for Collingwood. So I was once in the stands watching. I used to love watching Pendles. It's funny to say now that I've played a fair few games with him, and Leon Davis, and I think it's just such a special moment. I'm able to be part of such an incredible club. So yeah, I'm so grateful, and would love to continue going as long as I can.
That's beautiful. Jez, you must have a real emotion for it.
Yeah, it's hard to elaborate any more than Q. Like, again, similar story. I was a mad Pies fan as growing up as a kid, so to be able to chuck on the colours that you first wore when you were running around as a toddler was pretty cool. And again, the experiences that we have, the big games that we were able to play in, supplied by the most amazing fans in the country. Yeah, you just got to pinch yourself at times, and I still do at the ripe age of 35.
That's brilliant. I know you spoke about this before in relation to winning a flag and best 2 weeks, but then you've got to get back into it. But they say the statement that gets bandied around a lot is, and how accurate is this to you, I want to find out, is the best moments in football or the next 4 minutes after a win. How accurate is that?
Yeah, that was... It's pretty chaotic, especially after that grand final. I think you were potentially in between a Dacos sandwich at one stage, were you? Or you were trying to get in on the Dacos moment?
Yeah, I had to tread water for a little bit and let them have their photo opportunity. But yeah, I was with those boys.
Yeah, and I spear tackled Oleg Markov. But to be fair, it's like that next half an hour, you felt like it just went like that. Like it just got taken so quick. But yeah, that one more specifically. But yeah. Any win really, but when it's got that significant measure on it, then you want to savour that.
I hear you. What has been the best thing you've been able to take from the season thus far?
Well, I think there's been a lot of positives from this season. Obviously, sitting on top of the ladder, so there's a lot to like. But I think one thing that I've, especially over the last probably month and a bit, is the depth of the team. We've obviously had a fair few injuries. It's just the nature of the sport, and I feel like this time of the year there's always a fair few sore lads running around out there, and just for people to be able to stand up and play really important roles, I think has been really huge, and will hold us in really good stead come finals time.
That is a fabulous answer. What would you like to just add to that?
Even more specifically as well, like our VFL program's going really well.
Yeah.
So we're obviously on top in the seniors, but our VFL program's sitting at 5th.
Wow.
And it's just really exciting to see how they're getting games and how they're getting wins as well. Like, understand, like at times we've only got 5 AFL listed players playing down there at times when we've got a few injuries. But yeah, Andy Otton's doing an amazing job with the development coaches down there. The young guys are progressing well, so it's really exciting for us. And we're winning in different ways at the moment. So I know Fly talks about it, but that's probably the most exciting thing.
Isn't that nice that you've got those little takeaways that you're able to use and benefit from? There's no easy way to get into the AFL system. Do you think players that get overlooked in their first draft become better players because of the rejection they received in the first instance?
I don't think there's a direct correlation. I don't think they instantly get better, but I don't know. Some individuals would use that as motivation, and to potentially find out how good they want to be. I think, if you're relying on a little bit of luck, potentially a little bit of talent to get through, and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen, you all of a sudden flick a switch and you try to work a little bit harder.
Okay.
There might be a few of those stories, but there's no doubt, there's only a certain amount picked every single year, and there's an extraordinary amount of people that miss out. I think that's kind of where a lot of these mid-season drafts are coming through, potentially pre-season drafts. They're plucking the ones out that are deserving of jobs as well, and I think that's become a bit more apparent as we move on.
Yeah, cool. I hear all the time, and basically from players that say, I only listen to the people inside the four walls, but then there are so many damn fine motivational and inspirational sports men and women out there that have got some bloody good advice with some uplifting and positive stories to tell. Has there been a point where you might have said, you know what, that's gold, that's something I can apply to my own journey?
I think for me, I'm not a massive reader, but I try and read every now and then as much as I can. I usually read about 5 pages and I fall asleep because I'm just not really built for it. But there was a book that I read that was called The Secret, and it was all about positive thinking and manifestation. And I think I read that at the start of 2023, and seemingly enough, that was a pretty special year.
Can you read it again?
I actually have tried. I read it again at the start of 2024 and it didn't work, so I've canned it now. But I think that the learnings I took from that and just a bit of a mindset shift really, really helped me, and I feel like that was a little bit of gold that I kind of found just by chance.
Brilliant, love it.
Yeah, I don't have too much to elaborate on that.
No? Okay, all right. I thought Novak Djokovic might have popped into your mind and gone, there are some pretty inspirational
I'm a big
individuals
sports nuffy. I do like elite sports and different codes, but I suppose you take a little bit from each. But no, as to say, I don't research and lock into anything specific.
I hear you. Success comes in many forms, but one of the most rewarding and recognisable is high standards, a sense of belonging and a willingness to improve. How do these things rate in your evolution?
I guess for me, I feel like since probably the last 4 years, I think even since Fly's been here, all that feels like it couldn't resonate any more with the current playing group that we have right now.
Wow.
And regardless of, I know Wadey, our high performance guy, always talks about it doesn't matter how you feel. You don't have to train good. I don't have to feel good to train good, and you don't have to feel good to play good either. So I think, our whole playing group, regardless of how young you are to how old you are, everyone's pushing each other every single day. And we have a bit of a mentality at the club to continually get better every day.
Yeah.
And that's real. I think it used to be just a bit of a slogan where you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I'll tip in today and I'll be fine. But it's real. And everyone's kind of pushing every single day, every training session, and the results kind of take care of themselves. And Fly's been a massive advocate for that. So is Wadey, our high performance guy. And it's a pretty cool thing to see, especially at my age, watching these guys just grind and push us old blokes along as well.
How good's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to blow this out of proportion, but when you're heading towards the boundary line, you've probably spotted where you're going. You've got a football in your hand. It's the end of the game. You're walking towards the kid. You've spotted him. Do you know how much of an impact you're about to have on their life with you handing over that football?
Do I know?
Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because this year we've done it a fair bit, so we've given out a fair few footballs, and I think maybe after the 10th one, you kind of just take it for granted a little bit.
Okay.
So I think that's those moments when you see a fan's face just by simply giving them a football that you've scribbled on, it's just incredible. Like that's one of the better feelings in sport. So those are moments that I think kind of bring you back to reality and make you really grateful for it all.
Yeah, cool. When you rate your game personally, what key stats do you look at in order for you to consider it to be a good game?
I feel like I'm not really a stat guy. Like my stat sheet never looks great, but one thing I probably do look at that's usually somewhat okay if I've played well is intercept possessions. Okay. Because obviously intercepting halfback, similar to Howie as well. I feel like if I'm intercepting the ball, I'm reading it well. Yeah. So that'd probably be the main one, I'd say personally.
Okay.
Yeah, probably something similar. I feel like our backline's pretty mobile, so we all play pretty similar roles apart from potentially Frampton and Charlie Dean when he plays a bigger lockdown guy. So, yeah, intercepts and maybe defensive contests win-loss rate. So they're always relatively crucial.
Yeah, cool. You're walking up the race and you're about to come onto the ground. What are you saying to each other?
Someone's generally making a joke or laughing. I think one of the good things you do see, and even when I watch the boys on TV, you're seeing everyone smiling going up the race. So although we understand exactly what's on the horizon and what we're about to do, everyone's kind of in a relaxed state, everyone's having a laugh. And again, probably touch on the moment with the kids, like every single game we always have a guard of honour, and every single week it's always something different. There's always different people there. So when you're going up, make sure you're smiling, make sure you get around the people that are coming through, high-five them along the way, give them a good experience. And then we've generally got kids that are coming through with us as well. And everyone waits for him, apart from Checkers when we left him on his 150th and his kid behind. It's like we all ran through the banner, turned around, Checkers hadn't even come out yet. So that was a bit of a slip-up on our behalf. But, yeah, it's a cool experience, and that's probably one thing that you do miss as well if once you finish up.
Who's the one that's sort of the most parochial? Who gets you up and about?
Could you guess? Big Braz is usually the one that's... he's a raging bull at that point, which is... it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, white line fever. Here it comes. Anyone that does their job long enough becomes not just reliable, but experienced and knowledgeable. Experience is advantageous, so much so that it becomes less of what you say and more of what you do. You play with someone long enough and this comes to the fore. How have you found this?
Oh, I guess I can elaborate as us specifically as a backline.
Yes.
I think the knowledge and the experience that comes with it, like I know our backline's been pretty similar look over a long period of time. I know we've got a few new additions now in Houston and Perryman, but largely a lot of us with myself, Maynard, Darcy Moore, Josh has obviously had some experience down there as well now. I think it's like, yes, we communicate as good as ever, but there's also a sense of I understand where blokes are going to be at any given stage, and I think that comes with purely the experience and playing with guys. And I'm so lucky to be able to play with Q. Like there's been multiple times, I'm sure people have seen in the room, where he's generally saved my ass on multiple occasions purely from having my back, understanding what I'm going to try and make a play. He covers me, and I'd like to think I saved him a few times on the back end as well, but it's just what you do. That comes with playing together. Yeah. We've got a real good connection with the skipper. We used to clash in the air a lot, but now we don't, so that's probably a good thing. He's a bit bigger than me, so that does. It's like when I think of that, I purely think of our backline and how we work as a bit of an engine there, and we all work together.
That's exactly what the question is. The way you answered it is absolutely perfect. I want to refer to both of you because you play similar roles. What's your feeling with exactly how that plays out? Advantageous is so wonderful that it's not what you say, it's what you do. You back each other. Yeah,
I think especially as a backline, like you want things to be seamless. You want to have... I feel like trust is a big word in a backline, and Howie speaks about it. Like if I make a squeeze decision, Howie's right there behind me, and if I stuff up, he's the next person that's going to make the play. And those are moments and those are actions that build trust. We have a lot of them, every game. And as Howie said, we've played together a fair bit in that back line. And then even with Perryman and Houston coming in, they are such reliable and obviously extremely talented players. So they've just slotted in beautifully. So, I think everything's working really well. We're a strong system, and we just got to keep it going now.
That's beautiful. That's really nice. I hope you're enjoying that. That's beautiful. I love the way that sounds. You're in the rooms after the team meeting, the song has been sung, and you get the chance to chat with your mates and family. Tell me, are they advice givers or moment relators? What's generally the conversation?
My family's, my mum and dad they don't know too much about football, so they're always just happy to be there and just every game's a good game, especially for Dad, because he's got no idea what's going on. But he's just happy to be in the rooms and amongst it. But my brothers and sister are probably a little bit more critical. Like if there's a few games where they get straight to the stat sheet and they're looking at me like with a bit of an empty face, and I'm like, mate, we just won the game, but I've only had 8 touches and they're not happy with me. So I think it's great. Like I'm so lucky. I've got a big family, so there's always a fair few people in the rooms, but it's always just positive vibes.
That's great. Moment relators. or we're obviously talking about moment relators or advice givers?
Yeah, I'd get a mixture of both.
Okay.
Generally, if my family and that come over, probably a bit more moments, but then I've got a lot of mates that are happy to give me advice after the game. My father doesn't give me advice on the game anymore. We had a bit of a dust-up about 6 years ago. I reckon he kept telling me things that were happening in the game. I was like, that's enough. I was like, that's it. So he's advised to not give me any more feedback post-game. And to his credit, he stood by it, so
Yeah, right.
good on him.
How good's that? I like that. How much of, you did allude to this before, but I just need to know this. Away from football, how much of a competitive beast are you? Do you crack the shits if you lose at card games or board games?
Yeah, I feel like we're all like that. We're all competitive beings. To be fair, like an example, right? Howie is an absolute freak at table tennis, and I know I'm going to get smoked by him, so I will not even play him because I don't want to lose. Like, it's not worth it for me. So they're little things I reckon that you just see throughout a football club.
Yeah, right.
I hate losing. So
Yeah.
regardless of what it is, I hate
Good
losing. So
Doesn't matter what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you think the coaches that coach against each other's, are they coaching against each other's tactics and personality, or against each other's system and personnel?
Oh, you'd have to think it'd be the system and person. I think like going into a game, we always have. There's probably one to three players that you have a pretty keen eye on in terms of what they're bringing to the table. But then also, you play someone like Geelong. They probably play in a similar manner in terms of rely on such a strong system. They know that we know where they're going to be.
Yeah.
They just expect that they're going to do it better. So we're the same. Like, we even tell people where we're kicking the ball, and we just expect to either win that or just defensively get it on the ground and then take off with it anyway. So I think with the game that it's played now, it's how long can you stay in your system for long enough, and how long can you have the momentum for long enough. Fluctuates so often now. It's like it goes back and forth, but we feel like all you got to do is come back to where you need to be at the right time and just keep doing that for long enough, and you'll grind a team down, and then all of a sudden you just put the foot down at the end.
Brilliant. I asked that question, it's nearly a double-edged sword, because you think about Chris Scott, and obviously played with Craig, and then you think about Michael Voss. So they come up against each other, they're teammates, they're premierships, and then they come up against each other. Are your thoughts the same, or do you think there's a little bit of tactic going on because of the relationship they've had previously?
Nah, I think Harry summed it up really well.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, just go with that. All right, yeah. Momentum, fortune and energy are all powerful external attributes. So how cool is it when all three are working in your favour?
Wow, yeah, that's when, we're really steaming. I feel like a perfect example of that is the second half of that Gold Coast game when, we were pretty well nowhere in that first half, and then we're able to just flip a switch and, put on 8-10 goals in a couple quarters. So I think, as Howie just said, like, football more than ever is momentum based. Like, you just see it. Things can change so quickly. You saw it with Freo last Friday. Like, it's just the way that the sport's going, and it makes it entertaining. I feel like for you guys to watch, definitely makes it stressful to play at times, but. When you're on the end where you're the one chasing and kind of you're riding that momentum wave, it's a great feeling.
Good. Go with this one. In your mind, perceived pressure, scoreboard pressure, or crowd impact, which plays a more pivotal role?
What comes first? It's hard to not shy away from scoreboard impact. I think that's, as much as you don't want to think about it, most grounds have got pretty big screens and you can see it all the time. But yeah, we talk about not relying on the scoreboard, keep doing what we're doing. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard impact is, but all of a sudden you can't help it. There's that little bit in your mind. It's like we feel like we need to chase down a little bit more than the perceived. That's probably perceived pressure now. Then all of a sudden you're thinking maybe you're under more heat. Are they playing too good? Are we not playing good enough? And then all of a sudden it becomes a bit of a build-up. But that's where, if I feel like I'm falling into that state, Q will probably pick up on that and he'll bring me out of it. So then all of a sudden it's like, well, I won't sit there for long. And then if I see someone else like that, I'll try to get them out, then come back to doing what we're doing. And then all of a sudden you talk about the momentum, then it starts rolling back in our favour, and then away we go. So small things like that, you probably don't really pick up on a lot, but those things are happening constantly. So
That's fantastic. I love that. Really cool. Fans and kids treat you like influencers and heroes. How conscious are you of that? fact, considering it wasn't that long ago that you were actually that person?
That's a good one. Yeah, definitely conscious. I think you've got to be wary that kids look up to you, and you have a responsibility in that regard as to the messages that you might put up, the photos that you put up, and etc. etc. So I think that definitely plays on my mind, and it just is a kind of a badge of honour. I guess it's something that comes with the job, and it's a great responsibility.
You're standing on the boundary line after the game and you're signing stuff, okay? You're having your photo taking, you're giving high fives. How much of you was thinking this is probably going to end up as a reel or a story on somebody's socials? Or are you also thinking at that point any publicity is good publicity?
Not me.
No, I don't really think about that either.
No. It's just one of those things. When I'm looking at you guys and you're getting into it and you're signing stuff and everyone's like here picking up drop phones or what are you on that or not, that the fans are so into it and you're just like you can be blasé about it, but at the same time you go, I don't know where this stuff's going. Just make sure that it's not going where it shouldn't be. Who does your social media? Do you have complete control over it? And over what is posted?
Yep, yeah, I do it all myself. Okay. I've got a marketing manager and a modelling agent, so they help me with getting the jobs, but right. I do all the posting and regulate it.
Okay.
Nah, if you look at mine, you can tell I just do it. So.
There's a certain level of aura and confidence that comes with just being an AFL footballer. Some players just exude it. Is there a player who is, as a civilian, that just has got that amount of swagger or personifies that attitude?
So a player that I'd say for me, a past player, probably my favourite player of all time is Buddy Franklin.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I feel like he had aura oozing out of him, and
I
had the chance to play against him a couple of times and could definitely feel the presence on the field.
That's really interesting because that's the second time I've heard him as that answer. Is there someone that springs to mind for you, Jess? Or I've just got that aura.
I was instantly thinking the same guy.
Yep.
I think even currently, I feel like Big Gorney's got this feel about him at the moment. When he walks into a room, everyone notices him. So it probably helps being 8 foot tall. But no, I like the way that he goes about it. He's obviously been an exceptional player, but I feel like he's got a bit about him. Yeah,
nice. The final siren has gone. You're standing there and you're having a chat with one of your best mates. You probably grew up playing footy with them. What sort of things are you saying to each other or talking about?
Oh, I don't know. Usually probably just debriefing a few moments from the game. Mm-hmm. I'd probably be getting around them if they've taken a good mark or kicked a couple of good goals. I'd be giving them some positive reinforcement.
Nice.
That's about it. There's not much that goes on, I reckon. That's that deep after a game, is there?
No. What was the question again?
It's basically if the final siren's gone, win, lose or draw, you're standing around, you run into a mate that you either played football with.
Yep.
What are you actually saying to each other after the game?
What are you doing here? I'm not real sure, to be fair. I think heavily depends on what happens in the game. Generally dictates how it goes after, but I don't know. It fluctuates every given time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Depends who it is.
It's interesting because these questions come from a fan perspective, so we're always curious. Whether we're at the game or we're looking at you on the screen, we're wondering, I wonder what he's saying to him. I wonder what's going on in that conversation. Oh, geez, I didn't think you were going to be that close today, or whatever the circumstance. I just find it interesting. Belief and confidence is an amazing thing. You see teams get up, and sometimes from being the underdog to get up and over the line, it does enormous things to build self-esteem within the playing group. What in your mind, outside of the things I've already mentioned, are attributed to those kind of results?
Yeah. I'd say one is teams that have done it before. So, I feel like for us, you look at 2023, we'd done it multiple times. And I guess that does in hand kind of build belief and confidence, but you kind of rely on, past experiences. We've done this more times than the other team. And I think that in hand gives you that belief and confidence. That's definitely plays a role as well.
I'll move on to the next question because it's just following on from that. Can the same then be applied to these comparisons, milestone games and coaches being sacked?
Yeah. I think we always do a really good job, and I know most clubs would, well, all clubs should, is acknowledging milestones and the importance of what they are. And you know, we've got one coming up against
Jamie's
Hawthorn.
200.
Well, Jamie's 200th, but then we've got Steele's 350th.
That's right.
And like those things just don't come around willy nilly. So I think you want to make sure that they're memorable nights. I know you can't go, oh, I'm going to try 103% tonight. You just got to give your all.
Yeah.
But you just want to just make sure that you perform. You know, you got major contributors that always throughout, like your career, and these guys especially. I feel like we do it really well. We don't make it purely about them, but you want to just make sure that you perform as a team on those given nights. And then sack coaches. I don't know. The stat seems to be if you sack a coach, you normally win the following week.
Yeah.
Whether that's just like a not. And I'm not saying players always go like, oh, thank God he's gone. That's definitely not the vibe.
No.
But a new guy coming in, there's no doubt you're coming in and there's an element of freshness. There might be just a light, bubbly week where it's like, righto, guys, you guys are going to take control of the week. Just go out and play.
Yeah, right.
And then I'll just give you some feedback along the way. Generally, if you're not thinking a lot and you're just playing, your footy kind of goes in a pretty good way. So it is an amazing stat, though. Regardless of when the coach gets sacked, they normally win.
For sure. Instinctful, but also looking at it from the perspective, is there any proving ground in there as well?
Oh,
Possibly?
potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep elaborating, but can't really add too much more on
Yeah.
it.
I think of key matchups from years gone by. Is there an opponent that you would like to match up on because they challenge you, or maybe the reason is to either even the ledger or go one better than the last time that you both met?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing for us, I feel like we play a system defence, so I play on multiple people throughout a game, so it's kind of hard to get that one-on-one matchup. But and I said it before, like Toby kicked 5 of me, I wouldn't mind having a few big contests where I get a couple back on him. But yeah, any of those really dangerous small forwards like the Charlie Camerons, Kasai Pickett's, Isaac Rankins, those are always great opportunities to kind of really sharpen the sword.
I like that.
No, I'm happy just to keep going, moving on. I just hand all the good ones over to Q now, so and then I don't play on anyone, so that's generally my role.
There you go. I just wanted to... one last question in this segment, guys. How good is it when you're just outside 50 and you spot up a teammate and your kick hits him on the chest, pinpoint, and it's between 3 or 4 opposition players? Is there a moment when you say to yourself, God, I'm on fire tonight?
Oh, all the time. No, I don't get to kick the ball inside 50 a hell of a lot, but there's definitely an element of satisfaction when you do it. And then if they miss it, I don't know, I'm pretty grudgy. I'm off them for a bit. But I think luckily we've got blokes like Pat Lipinski who kicks the ball pretty good inside forward 50. I feel like he'd be a pretty good one to ask a question like that.
Yeah. Did you have anything to add on it? Because I think it's one of the best things in football.
Q doesn't pass it when he's near the 50-metre line. He's having a shot.
I'm on the run, I'm going
Anywhere
for it.
inside 60, it's goals.
Let's go. One last one. I just want to finish off with this. As an older statesman, when you see a young lad get his opportunity, what is the overriding emotion? How excited are you watching them debut? You can probably feel their nervous energy. What sort of advice do you offer them?
Oh, there's an immense amount of pride that I see, like I feel, especially going into it, because you watch them turn themselves inside out for the summer, and then a couple of years potentially before they get the opportunity. And probably to see the smile on their families' faces in the room when they're about to be given their first jersey, like you instantly take yourself back to when that was yours, and the emotion that builds up. And I guess for us, the only thing that we can provide for these young guys is comfort, and just give them the ability to go, right, just go out and do your job. Whatever's going to make you feel good, go and do that. And if you're going to make a decision, make a really strong one. And then understand that whatever you do out there, every single one of the guys that you run out with will have your back regardless of what happens. So if you're going to muck up, make it a really good one. If you're going to do something great, by all means, everyone will get around you. And I think just keeping them up and about, keeping them on their toes, generally serves them pretty well.
That's beautiful advice. But you speak now, as I just alluded to off the top, as an elder statesman. You've experienced it now, so you can pass on that knowledge. That's wonderful. July and August are always interesting months in Melbourne. Windy, rainy days, cold starts, the days feel short. It takes a little bit longer to get started and motivated, but you also know a change is coming. The days start to get a little longer. Expectations around football start to come out of hibernation. Melburnians start to come out of hibernation. Footy fans start to come out of hibernation, and we head towards the finals. Pies have got a season-defining month ahead as we move into July, round 20. The Tigers is Sunday at the G, then Brisbane Hawks also at the G, and then the Crows in Adelaide. The most exciting thing as a footy fan is that all these games are going to be crackers. When I read all this out, give us your thoughts on emotions around this time of the year.
Just exciting. I think there's a lot of that almost gave me some goosebumps. That was good by you. I think it's going to be a tough month, and it's really exciting because these are games that are going to be finals like experiences before finals.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great opportunity to showcase what we do. So I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. I'm keen to have a few of the boys back in the next couple of weeks, and bring it on.
Mate, tell me, you've been in this position. How does it make you feel when I'm reading that out and you're thinking about it?
Yeah, it gets you going. I think we don't like looking too far ahead, but you can't help but look at that and understand what's coming. And I think what Q said, I know I don't like to look too far back either, but 2023 we had a really challenging run coming into finals, playing top teams coming through, played pretty well, dropped a couple on the way through as well. But you learn a lot throughout those games, and then all of a sudden, Fly had a really good lesson, I think, even after the Freo game. He's like, well, I'm so glad this happens now, because imagine if this was an elimination final, prelim final, lose by a point, and then you're like, well, we had so many things we could have potentially have done. So these games give the opportunity to do that, and they're massive games. They're top four shapers, so every game counts, I understand that, but yeah, they're going to be really important, big blockbuster games. How good.
A lot to look forward to. While ladder position matters, form and personnel are more important leading into this period. I was looking at the injury list, and I'm a glass half full kind of guy as I am. I was thinking Pies have got depth, as you alluded to before, and players are going to be fighting for their positions. That's a great spot to be in.
Yeah, funnily enough, we spoke about this week, actually, how it's going to be a great advantage for us. Having those guys who are probably just out of the fold, really pushing for selection and making sure that everyone's earning their spot. I think, as you said, it's an incredible position to be in. It's a great luxury to have, and it's just going to make us real strong, ready for finals.
Oh, it's exciting, boys. I just want to say, have fun, enjoy your footy. Best of luck for what 2025 holds in store for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the boys.
That's good for footy.
Thank you very much. All right.
That's good for footy.
There it is. So what's going to happen, Tina? Guess what? Because of where you're standing, Isaac's going to keep score for you, and Jesse, where you're, Jeremy's going to keep score for you. So the two J's. All right. So as soon as you think you know the answer to the question, just buzz in. I won't say any more, apart from the fact, keep your microphone up here. Don't. We're going here, and if you jump in first and you get it wrong, then the other person can steal the points. All right? Okay, here we go. Here's your first question. Who's your team's captain?
Jesse. Darcy Moore.
Correct. 1 point. Who wears the number 5 at your club?
Jesse.
Jamie Elliott's correct. Told you, got to keep that microphone nice and close. He's quick. How many premierships has your club won?
Jesse. 16.
16 is correct. See, I told you, Tina. How many times has your team played in a losing grand final?
Jesse. 27.
27 is correct.
27.
Well done.
God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. I was there for half of them.
Let's see how you go here. Closest to within 1,000. How many members does your club currently have?
Tina. 1,000. 110.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, you've got it. Yeah. You're off the mark. Yeah.
Sorry, Isaac.
I'd have given it to you if you said 5. All right, doesn't matter. Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Tina. 9th.
9th is correct. Well done. Here comes the comeback. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season?
Jesse.
12. 12 is correct. Well done. What year did your team last win a grand final and who did they play?
Jesse.
2023
Brisbane Lions.
Correct. Well done. How many points did you win that grand final by?
Jesse.
4.
4 is correct. Well done. For 2 points, what year and who was the last Collingwood player to win the Norman Smith medal?
Tina. What year? 2023?
Yes, it was.
And it was Bobby.
Yes, well done. Congratulations. 2 points. For another 2 points, who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2024?
Tina.
Tina.
Brody Mychick.
No. Jesse.
Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill. And for the extra point, how many goals?
30.
30 is correct.
That's
Well
good.
done. Oh my God. Got a ring in here. All right. This is for 3 points, so a good chance for you to catch up, okay? For 3 points, player, year and votes. Who was the last Collingwood player to win a Brownlow medal? What year and how many votes did they poll?
Tina.
Tina.
Jane Swan.
That's 1 point. The year.
The year 2011.
That's 2 points. How many votes?
36? 26.
No. Jesse. Still the points.
34.
34 is correct. So close, Tina. You got 2 points, though. All right. So what are we looking at? 7 versus 9. Oh. 2 questions to go. And there's a
Okay.
bonus point one in there, all right? Which Collingwood player scored the most amount of Brownlow votes in 2024?
Tina.
Oh, Jesse.
Nick Dacos.
Nick Dacos. And bonus point, how many votes did
Jesse.
Jesse?
38.
Spot on. Well done. There you go. Last question. Who won Collingwood's B&F in 2024? Jesse.
Nick Dacos.
Nick Dacos. There you go. We have a winner. 12 versus 7. Congratulations, Jesse. Bloody awesome. Very, very good. That was wonderful. Jesse, as being our winner, congratulations. You've got a $100 voucher from Hamper World. Okay, you can go and get one of these from Hamper World. All you got to do is go to their store over in Brunswick. Yes, correct, in Moreland Road. And you can collect that. That's for you. All right. Tina, you don't go home empty-handed. There's an inflatable football and a little football. You can add that to the 25 you have at home now. Congratulations. That's awesome. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, that's it, Tina. Segment's over. All right. Well done. Congratulations to I Know More Than You winner. You've just scored yourself a $100 gift certificate from Hamper World. Hamper World have hundreds of hampers available for every occasion. Head down to their showroom, which is located at 372 Moreland Road in Brunswick, to choose something special from Hamper World. All right.
That's good for footy.
Beautiful. All right. So let's get our first one up for you here. I'm going to ask you some, they're basically fictional characters that are associated with a TV show. I'll read them out and you've just got to tell me what the TV show is. Couldn't be any simpler for you, all right? Are you boys ready to go? You couldn't be more excited, could you? I understand. All right, here we go. Here comes your first one. George, Elaine, Kramer and Jerry. And the boys can help you, all right?
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, correct. You're off the mark. Oh, not that you'd be cheating or anything. I know you're competitive, but you wouldn't cheat. Yeah, all right. So don't forget, you can help Jenny if she doesn't know. So Maggie, Marge, Krusty, Lisa and Bart.
Simpsons.
Well done. They're playing together. Yeah. They're cheating already. Not bad. All right. Ginger, the skipper, the professor and Marianne.
Gilligan's Island.
Well done. All right, 3 out of 3. Lurch, Morticia, Pugsley, Thing,
Addams family.
Adams family. Cliff, Norm, Sam, Diane, and Woody.
Cheers.
Well done. Perfect. All right. Number 6. Richie, Potsy, Fonzie, Mr. C.
Happy Days.
Happy Days. Well done. Jake, Charlie, and Alan.
2.5 Men.
Well done.
Thanks.
Ross, Rachel, Joey, Chandler. Friends. Bandit, Chili, Bingo, and Bluey.
Bluey.
Bluey, all right. Greg, Bobby, Cindy, Jan, Peter,
Brady
and...
Bunch.
All right. Vince, Ari, Johnny, Eric, and Turtle.
Entourage.
Yes, well done. What is the town in Home and Away called?
Summers Bay, yeah.
Well done, Summer Bay it is. You're doing exceptionally well. You've only got 3 questions to go and you could go for a perfect score here.
Okay.
What was Skippy on TV?
Kangaroo.
Well done. What was Lassie on TV?
Dog.
A dog, yeah, you know, one of those things. Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah. And what was Flipper on TV?
The Dolphin.
All right.
Yeah.
15 out of 15. You champion. Well done, Jen. How good was that? All right, Patrick, you're up. What segment category would you like?
Could I please go grand final winners?
Grand final winners. All right, I like it. Grand final winners is number 3. So let's have a look at this.
I can't beat
All right. So what I'm going to do here, mate, I'm going to actually read out the year, and then you've just got to give me the club. Okay. So here comes your first one. 2018. Who won the grand final in 2018?
West Coast,
West Coast is
unfortunately.
correct. Who won it in 2020?
Richmond.
Correct. Who won it in 2021?
Melbourne.
Correct. Who won it in 2023?
Us.
It says Collingwood, but I'll go with us. Yeah, I like that. Who won it in 2015?
Hawthorn.
Correct. Who won it in 2024?
Brisbane.
Correct. Who won it in 2017?
Richmond.
Correct. Who won it in 2016?
Bulldogs.
Well done. Who won it in 2022?
Geelong.
Well done. Who won it in 2014?
Hawthorn.
Who won it in 2010?
Us.
Correct. Collingwood again. Your last four questions are going to be in succession. Who won it in 2013, 14, 15?
13, 14, 15 is Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Who won it in 01, 02, 03?
Brisbane.
Correct. Who won it in 84 and 85?
35. Hawthorn.
No. Essendon. Who won it in 19 and 20?
19 and 20, Richmond.
There you go. 14. How's that? That was fantastic. You guys were brilliant. Two very, very worthy combatants and only missed out by one, but sensational. Thank you both for participating. I absolutely loved it. Jen, guess what? You got a $100 voucher. You two are going to Hamper World, all right? So that's all for you. And Patrick, no one goes home empty-handed. Inflatable football and a kid's football, it's all yours. Good on you, mate. Well done. Thanks, Jen. You come this way. Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Jen. Put your hands together for him. Well done. Good on you, darling. I just wanted to say to all of you, thank you very, very much for coming out. It's a Thursday night. We're at a different venue than we normally would be, Springvale RSL. But the patronage has been wonderful, and you've been a really wonderful crowd tonight, and I really respect you for making the effort to come down and see us. So please put your hands together for yourselves, all right? Really wonderful. Thank you. But now we want a little bit more of clapping than that, because it was nice that you just thanked yourself. But could you now please thank Jeremy Howe and Isaac Quaynor? Thanks, boys. I just wanted to say I very rarely do I ever talk about any other show that's out there where people do certain things that could be similar to this or whatever, but this is not like that, what I'm about to say. If you have not seen the episode of Unfiltered, which is on Channel 7, about this beautiful man, Jeremy Howe, I urge you to download it, watch it. It is absolutely brilliant. And he was so candid, just like he's been again tonight. He's a wonderful, wonderful boy. And he may not agree with it, but he's from Tasmania and so am I. So I think that's got a lot to do with it. I'm just telling you, it's just off the cuff. But in saying all of that, Isaac Quaynor, what an absolute beautiful man he has been tonight as well. Thank you both, guys. I really appreciated your time. Thanks for being so honest and thanks for being so candid. Is there anything you wanted to say before we sort of finish up?
No, just thanks for being such a lovely audience, and we're going to need as much support as we can for the last few games of the year, so keep it roaring.
Exactly. Yeah, you happy with that? I just need to let you know we've got some upcoming shows. If you'd like to be part of the live audience at any of the shows that we do, you need to get your tickets, which is done through www.that'sgoodforfooty.com.au/tickets. Our next show is going to be on the 30th of July. We're off to the Mulgrave Country Club for a Richmond show with Camden McIntosh and Jaden Short. Then on August the 6th, we're back at the Mulgrave Country Club for a St Kilda show with Brad Hill and Cooper Sharman. Then on August the 13th, we're going to be doing a Collingwood show again. That will be from the Mulgrave Country Club as well. Joining me on that show will be Jack Crisp and Daniel McStay. And then on August the 20th, we're heading to the Frankston RSL for another Collingwood show. Joining me for that show will be Oleg Markov and Patrick Lipinski. These boys laughed when I told about that combination, so that should be a very interesting evening. If you're not doing anything, pop on down, all right? But just thanks to everybody for coming along tonight. I just wanted to quickly say thanks to Sam and thanks to Sandy, my two best helpers that made me put all this together. Appreciate your work. Thanks for all your effort, Sandy. Lastly, all I wanted to do was just say to you, thanks very much for everybody coming out. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your patronage. Appreciate your support. My name's Damien. This has been That's Good for Footy panel show. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Cheers, guys.
This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for you give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. Oh, you give it more. That's good for footy. That's good for footy.